Hello everyone. Today, I am here to tell you about finance. Finance is about money. It is how we earn, save, spend, and grow our money. Finance is an important part of life. Every person uses finance every day. When we work, we earn money. This is called income. We use this money to buy things we need, like food, clothes, or a place to live. But we also try to save some money for later. Saving money is part of good finance. Sometimes, we need to spend money on big things, like a house, education, or a car. We may not have all the money now, so we borrow money from a bank. This is called a loan. But we must pay it back, slowly, with extra money called interest. Finance is not just for rich people or big companies. It is for everyone. Even a student or a small shop owner uses finance. When you plan how to use your money, you are using finance. Good finance means being smart with money. It means spending less than you earn. It means saving for the future and not wasting money. Many people also learn to invest. This means putting money into something, like a business or stocks, to try to grow it. Investments can help your money grow over time, but they also have risk, so we must learn before we invest. In school, we learn math and science, but many people do not learn about finance. That's why it's good to talk about money. Learning about finance helps us live better, make smart choices, and feel safe about the future. Finance is not difficult. It is just a skill. And like any skill, we can learn it step by step.
Do you know how much you have to spend each month to keep the roof over your head? Well, you need to do a quick budget. It could be on the back of an envelope where you write a list of your monthly costs like mortgage, rent, gas, phone, basic food, basic travel, that kind of thing. Or put budget calculator into your search bar, pick one and fill in the blanks. Once you have your basic monthly costs there, total them up, then multiply that figure by, yes, 6. And that's how much, ideally, you need to have in your emergency savings account. Job done.
Perbadanan Tabung Pendidikan Tinggi Nasional PTPTN menawarkan wang pendahuluan pinjaman WPP kepada 27,674 pelajar melibatkan peruntukan sebanyak RM41.5 juta bagi sesi kemasukan ke institusi pengajian tinggi pada tahun ini. Pengerusinya Datuk Seri Nurliza Abdul Rahim berkata WPP itu ditawarkan kepada pelajar warga negara Malaysia yang bersetuju menerima bantuan itu ketika membuat permohonan kemasukan ke institusi pendidikan tinggi awam IPTA menerusi UPU Online atau portal kemasukan Universiti Awam. Beliau berkata ibu bapa atau penjaga pelajar pula adalah dalam kalangan penerima sumbangan tunai rahmah STR dan memenuhi kriteria kelayakan ditetapkan. Setiap pelajar yang layak akan menerima RM1,500 sebagai persiapan awal memasuki Universiti Awam atau Politeknik bagi meringankan beban keuangan dan menjaga kebajikan.
I want to talk about the pillars of sustainable development. First, economy. Good financial management benefits individuals, families, and the country. For individuals, it helps control spending, avoid waste, and achieve financial independence. For families, it reduces students' dependence on parents and eases financial pressure. At the national level, spending wisely supports local businesses and keeps money circulating within the country. A 2022 study by the Department of Statistics Malaysia shows that 60% of students who budget daily can save at least 20% of their monthly allowance, reducing their reliance on loans or family support. This proves that budgeting helps build financial stability at all levels.
Second, environment. We should use our resources wisely and reduce waste. One simple example is food spending. We should buy food based on our needs and not buy too much. We also need to make sure the food we buy is finished and not thrown away. Reducing food waste can help us save money and reduce pollution. When less food is waste, there is less rubbish and less harm to the environment. If we reduce the demand for too much food production, we can protect natural resources such as water, energy, and land. According to a report by Food and Agriculture Organization in 2022, one-third of the world's food is waste. This shows that food waste is a serious problem. If individuals buy food only when need, food waste can be reduced and natural resources can be protected.
Lastly, I want to talk about the social aspect. Good financial management can improve health and overall well-being. When individuals plan their spending properly, they can spend on healthy food, healthcare, and a balanced lifestyle. This helps to save money and keep the body healthy. A healthy body also helps students stay focused in learning and daily activities. Managing money well can also reduce emotional stress and worry. When people are less stressed about money, their social well-being becomes better. In the long term, this supports the development of a healthy, balanced and harmonious society. According to a study by Bank Negara Malaysia in 2021, individuals who manage their finance well experience lower financial stress and more stable academic performance. Next, I will continue with Sustainable Development Goals. First, SDG 1, No Poverty. SDG 1 focus on no poverty. Good financial management helps students control their spending and reduce financial stress. This also lowers the risk of poverty, especially among B40 students. As evident, a report by Sinar Harian 2024 showed that many university students depend on financial aid due to the rising cost of living. Next, SDG 2, Zero Hunger. Zero hunger is important for helping students. It helps them plan their food budget, avoid going hungry, and encourage healthier eating habits. For example, many students have to skip meals due to financial constraints. Next, SDG 3, Good Health and Well-being. Good health and well-being focus on helping students stay healthy. It reduces financial stress, improves their mental well-being, and encourages a healthier lifestyle. For instance, financial pressure is one of the main cause of mental health issues among students.
SDG 4, Quality Education. When students have proper financial support and do not need to work excessively, they can focus better on their studies. This helps reduce the risk of dropping out and improve their academic performance. According to Harian Metro, students who work too many part-time hours often experience a decline in academic results, showing that financial stability is more important for academic success. SDG 5, Gender Equality. Providing financial skills equally to both males and females helps build confidence in managing money. According to Sinar Harian, female students have lower levels of financial literacy, which shows the importance of giving equal financial education to ensure everyone can manage their finance effectively. SDG 8, Decent Work and Economic Growth. Building financial discipline at an early stage helps students prepare for the working world and become more productive graduates. According to Bernama, financial literacy programs have been expanded to students in higher education institutions, showing that these skills are important for students' future careers and financial stability.
SDG 10, Reduce Inequalities, aims to create a fairer environment for students. It balances opportunity between rich and poor students and reduce the gap in financial burdens. For example, B40 students are the most affected by the rising cost of living, Sinar Harian. SDG 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities encourage responsible consumption and helps build a more responsible and sustainable campus community. For example, many universities have expanded their food banks to support student Bernama. SDG 12. Responsible consumption and production teach students to spend according to their needs, not just wants. It also helps reduce waste and prevents a trend following culture. For example, universities have launched the Belanja Berhemat Siswa campaign to promote wise spending. Berita Harian.
Ideal spending. Ideal spending refers to a balanced allocation of money to ensure that daily needs, savings, and wants are adequately met. Based on the data, ideal spending allocates 50% for needs, including 30% specifically for food. In addition, 15% is allocated for entertainment to maintain students' emotional well-being, while 10% is set aside for savings as preparation for emergencies and the future. Fees account for 25% of total expenses and represent a fixed commitment that students cannot avoid. Actual spending of UMT students. Based on the actual spending of UMT students for one semester, it was found that 62.5% of their money was spent on needs, with 37.5% of that specifically on food. Entertainment expenses accounted for 8.75%, while savings made up only 3.75%. Fees remained at 25%. This spending pattern shows that most of the students' money is used to cover basic daily necessities. Comparison of ideal and actual spending. When comparing actual spending to ideal spending, it is clear that UMT students spend more on needs and food than the suggested rates. This may be due to the rising cost of living and food prices. However, students spend less on entertainment than the ideal allocation, indicating that they manage non-essential expenses well and avoid excessive spending. Nevertheless, their savings rate is far below the ideal, suggesting that financial constraints make it difficult for students to save money, even though they have controlled their entertainment spending. Assessment of UMT students' spending. UMT students spend a lot on food, which is reasonable because food is a basic need. This shows they focus more on needs than wants, like entertainment. The high cost may also be due to rising prices, not because they are careless with money. However, their savings are very low, which shows they are not yet spending in the ideal way. Overall, UMT students manage their money wisely for needs, but they should save more to have a better balance. Assessing students' financial management skills. The survey shows that students receive an allowance of $4,800 per semester, with 37.5% spent on food, 25% on other necessities, 8.75% on entertainment, and only 3.75% on savings. This pattern shows that students prioritize basic needs and control their spending on entertainment, but their savings are very low. Students fall into the category of limited allowance but disciplined, managing their expenses carefully but constrained by their budget compared to living costs. These findings highlight the need for financial literacy programs and support for living costs to help improve students' financial management skills.
Be smart with your money. Stop spending on things that don't matter. The clothes you already own, they're enough. If you can walk instead of drive, save the gas, save the cash. Money is tough to earn, which makes saving even more powerful. Because when emergencies come, your savings become your shield. Most people spend first and regret later, but the smart ones, they save first and secure their future. Remember this, every dollar you save today buys you freedom tomorrow. Thank you.